Stadium Golf Center presents Top It Off with Mark Hammond. On today's show, Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, the legendary Bobby Jones, and we'll see if Jack Nicklaus can break our glass. And now, from the sweet grasses of the award-winning Stadium Golf Center, here's the greatest host of all time, Mark Hammond. Mark Hammond. Mark Hammond.
Marky, wake up.
What?
It's time to do the best of show. Let's go.
Oh, sorry, Landon. Sorry, Landon. Sorry.
What are you doing?
Sorry, Landon.
It's my chair.
Stadium Golf Center presents Top It Off with Landon Etchings. On today's show, it's the best of Top It Off. We'll take a look at some of the best moments over this past season. And now, from the award-winning Stadium Golf Center in sunny San Diego, here's your host, Landon Etchings.
Hello and welcome to Top It Off. Today's our final show of Season 1. We've had a lot of fun, so let's take a look back at some of the highlights.
You know, here's a great thing about golf, too. There's no set way to do it.
Yeah.
You see Bubba Watson and John Daly winning majors.
How cool was Bubba Watson winning that
No,
Masters?
never taken, and this instructors everywhere are killing themselves.
Now, when you got your start, I know you played in your first junior event. This is one of the coolest stories I've ever heard right here. Played in your first junior event. I'll let you tell it. What happened?
Okay, in my first tournament ever, I stepped up to the first tee, and it was a scramble, and they made me go first. So I hit the ball, and I got a hole-in-one.
Yeah, right out of the gate, no big deal, no pressure.
Yep, I thought this game was easy.
Yeah,
I was wearing my jean overalls and everything. I had no idea. So.
It's a good start. I'll just step up to the tee, no big deal, put this ball in the hole, and just move on.
Yeah, exactly.
They probably invited you to every scramble after that, I'm sure.
But you know, there was one story involving Tony Gwynn I think was kind of interesting.
Yeah, we know him. Yeah.
It was early in his career, and Dick Williams was the manager of the Padres. And Tony didn't run out a ground ball. And Dick Williams, he didn't put up with that kind of thing. He took Tony out of the game, pulled him out, put an outfielder named Bobby Brown in the game. So later in the game, Bobby Brown drops a fly ball, and the Padres lose the game. So the next day, Tony comes in. He's still a little steamed about being taken out of the game.
Sure.
And Dick Williams calls him in and says, Tony, you know, it was your fault that we lost that game yesterday. Tony says, well, how could it be my fault? You took me out of the game. And he said, yeah, I took you out of the game because you didn't hustle on that ball. If you had hustled, you would have still been in the game. You would have caught that fly ball that Bobby Brown dropped, so it was your fault. And Tony said, you know what? It was a lesson I never forgot, and I never didn't run out a ground ball after that the rest of my career.
I caddied for Tiger during the 94, I think it's the 94 Masters, when we were paired on that Wednesday with Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, and Tiger. And Arnie and Jack couldn't have been nicer to Tiger. Gracious, and they're both great sportsmen.
What a foursome that would have been back
Threesome,
then.
yeah.
Oh, they're three, that's right.
That's three.
I mean, well, with you included,
I didn't want to show those guys up.
That's what I thought.
Well, I grew up playing Coronado, so, I mean, you can't go wrong there. I mean, it's not the toughest course in the world, but in the afternoons, you know, the wind comes up, and it's always a little bit of a challenge.
Come on, Coronado can be tough sometimes. Early morning Coronado action, there's some good money games out there.
Well, I committed to USC.
Good for you. Congratulations.
So I don't know how it's going.
You're going to go to USC and get some academics and go play and see how that goes?
Play for the team and see how it goes and see if I'm good enough or not.
Well, by the scores you shot today, you're definitely good enough. Now, I got to ask, what is the hardest thing about playing as a double amputee? What is the hardest thing you struggle with in your golf game?
The stance, the terrain. If I don't get on the fairway, you know, and I'm in the terrain can be pretty difficult.
Pretty difficult.
And it's also the only sport that I can do with, and I'm already set up for the adaptive quality of it. All I have to do is grab my clubs, walk out of the back, you know, grab my clubs out of the back of my truck, walk up to the driving range or jump in the cart, and as soon as I do, then I'm just another golfer out on the golf course.
I started playing my rookie year. I think the first time out was at Carlton Oaks. I shot 128. But I obviously didn't cheat.
Tough. No, that's good. You counted them all, it looks like.
I wish I got a little bit further, but I got to do some cool things. I got to meet Greg Norman. I got to break the glass on the show. And you get to do some cool challenges that really test your skills.
And not to mention you're in the Bahamas, so that's not a bad spot to be.
Yeah, exactly. I got to drink some pina coladas.
There you go, there you go. So you did it right when you were there.
Yeah.
That day we went on the first tee, and it was Earl and Tiger against Eric and myself.
Wow. Did you get him that day?
The little rascal shot even par.
Of
13
course.
years old.
Of course he did. Of course
I thought
he did.
he was pretty good.
And so that started your relationship there with them?
Yeah, but it was a relationship of just playing golf with them on the weekends. They knew me as a naval officer, but no idea of my background and training and stuff like that and experience. But that summer at Junior World, they stayed with me for Junior World here, and then Earl asked if I'd work with Tiger.
One of my favorite parts of this season was when we asked our guests who they would want to play with or play through. So let's take a look back and find out who our guests would like to play with or play through.
Now, I think I know the answer on this one here. Natalie Golbus. You playing with TaylorMade girl Natalie Golbus? Mr. Bauer there? Hmm?
Play with all day long.
I thought that was what was going to happen right there.
What about one of my favorite people of all time? You stay classy, San Diego. You playing with Ron Burgundy?
Anchorman, yeah, definitely. I think he'd be fun. He might be a little distracting or a little goofy, but he'd be fun to play with.
There'd definitely be some scotch on that golf
Yeah.
course, that's for sure. So the next three here, are we playing with or playing through this threesome right here? We got Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, and Mr. Mark McGuire. An interesting threesome here, Mr. Chandler. Are we playing with or are we playing through these three right here?
I'd probably play through those guys.
Probably play through those guys.
Through. In my opinion, Hank Aaron still holds the all-time home run record, and Roger Maris still holds the single-season home run record.
I love it. I love it. And I know the answer to this one, but we still got to bring it up. Mr. Tiger Woods.
No, I wouldn't play with him.
Playing through him.
I say that to people all the time. Why would you want to play with Tiger Woods? He's going to hit the ball 300 yards farther than you. And with me, he just nagged the living daylights out of me. He would torment me, make fun of my game, and it would, no way I'd play with him.
No way you're playing through Tiger. Are you playing with Mr. Price is Right, Bob Barker, The Price is Wrong?
Playing through. I'd let him play through.
You let him play through.
Yeah.
You play through? Okay. Not a big fan of Bob Barker and Price is Right?
Yeah, he's kind of old. He'd probably wouldn't be playing too
See,
fast.
I'd want to play with him because maybe if I made a putt, he'd be like, you want a new car? No? To close out our show, we would challenge our guests to break our Stadium Golf Center glass. Let's see how that went.
Oh, right underneath
Gosh.
it.
Hey,
Okay,
you know what?
since I got the helmet on, we're going to hit a couple more.
There it is. There it is. 2 times. No
There you
big
go.
deal. 2 times. There it is. Boom. There it is. Attaboy. Hey! There it is. Hey, boys. Come on back over here, boys. Oh. Oh. Yeah, just go pound it. Get it, Hammer. Get it, buddy. There it is. There it is. Oh,
no!
I guess it is a little harder than it looks. Thanks for watching the best of Season 1. And always remember to top it off.